Cabana wear? Check. Race band and haircut? Check. Let's go. Welcome back, friends. Welcome back. Happy Monday. It's been breezy the last couple days. I suppose that's to be expected. In Indiana, we would call it windy. But windy down here has a entirely different connotation. So it's breezy. For those of you who don't know Race Bannon, Clutch Cargo, the Race Bannon haircut. I come to you with a plea this Monday, or Sunday, as it were. And it's something that I don't think I've ever done before. Man, it's bright out here. Sorry. And that is, I've got bags. Boxes and boxes of bags. Some Caradice, mostly Swift Industries, Sugarloafs, Motherloafs, Zeitgeist, Kestrels, Anchor hip packs, Sidekick pouches, Rando pouches. I got bags. So my plea to you today is that if you enjoy the videos, and if any of the videos have brought you any kind of value whatsoever, and you need a bag. I don't want you to go out and buy something just for the sake of buying it, but if you need a bag, go to the website, see what I've got. If it fits your needs, consider a purchase. I'll put the links in the description. It seems like a lot of you are interested in my living situation in an RV, so I will work that out. I haven't decided yet whether to do those as separate videos or just to continue to do them on Monday. I don't know. I guess I'll make that decision at game time. And I'm going to start with just how I ended up with this thing, because I knew absolutely nothing about fifth wheels, and I know just a little bit more than nothing now. So we'll start with that, and then I'll kind of show you around the inside. I'll have to tidy up a bit. Shane, though, posed a great question. He was talking about some downsizing, and there was a story about a big stuffed baboon that they got in Gatlinburg and how he wasn't able to part with it. Shane, when I was getting rid of all my stuff, I still had my teddy bear. And it's one of those things that, you know, I may not have looked at that thing for years, and I certainly hadn't, you know, it was probably longer than that, and it went from place to place to place. I mean, it was relatively small. It wasn't the size of the animal that you were talking about, but yeah, I pitched it. And it was one of those things that I stood there and looked at it for several minutes before I finally... We get emotionally attached to things like that. And, but eventually you just got to let them go. And I did. And, you know, I've got a picture of it. I'm really trying to do this without the sunglasses, but man, I am struggling today. So yeah, you just have to kind of let those go. And he asked me how, you know, about my bike collection and how my views on bikes had changed over the years. I don't really have a collection anymore. I had probably 5 or 6 bikes, and I had to get rid of most of those last year. My A-Homer Hilson, which I never thought I would sell, I sold. Cheviot, same thing, sold. the Clem I didn't really ride so much. So, you know, that was only one of those things that the day I sold it, I kind of looked at it and went, oh man. But yeah, I have my Bridge Club, first gen diving board blue Bridge Club, and I've got the bike I showed you a couple weeks ago, the trucker with the Crust Clydesdale fork, and that's it. I really, the way that I moved down here, the bikes were going to have to go on my bike rack on the back of my car, and I only had room for 2, and everything else had to go. One of the things that I've learned in my, 30 some odd years in the bike business, there's always another bike. Always another bike. But how have my views, you know, my views on bikes haven't really changed over the last, say, 15 years. I mean, when I started riding, there were very few people riding. There were very few options with regard to the bike, the type of bike you could buy. So we all rode racing bikes, you know, European racing bikes with sew-ups, and, you know, that was what we did. And it wasn't until the probably mid-2000s that I started thinking that there must be a different way. And I've told this story before, but it's probably been a while. I came back from Interbike, which was then the big trade show that they did in Las Vegas every year, and I came back with a very early issue of Bicycle Times magazine. And in that magazine, there was an ad for Rivendell. And I read the ad, and it was humorous, as most of their ads are. Went to the website, went down the rabbit hole, had sold Bridgestone at, you know, like the second bike shop I ever worked in, we sold Bridgestone, so I was familiar with that aspect of Grant's past. You know, fiddled around and tried to come up with a bike that would be like a Rivendell, even though I'd never ridden one, and then finally just broke down and bought that A. Homer Hilson frame set. It was back in those halcyon days when you could just call up and they had stuff in stock. They had an old Toyo A. Homer Hilson in my size, and I bought it, got it at the shop, built it, and that was that. And I was riding a long haul trucker at the time as well. But yeah, I mean, so basically all the bikes that I ride now are kind of in that vein. Bigger tires, higher handlebars, racks and bags. And, you know, I would say if I were to give you the 30,000 feet view of my view on cycling, it's that you should ride your bike just to ride your bike. And if that means it's a, you know, pedal assist full suspension mountain bike, great. If it's a $15,000 carbon racing bike, great. If it's an old stump jumper that you've turned into a touring bike, you know, I think probably better, but great. So yeah, that's it. Like I said, I've ridden that Crust-equipped LHT, I think, every day since I've gotten here. It hasn't been, you know, it's just been around the park. But, you know, before I sat down to shoot this video, I stuck my garbage in the basket and went around to the other side of the park and dumped it off. Ride your bike just to ride your bike. And all the other things that you think you're looking for will probably follow right along behind that. That's what I think anyway. I really appreciate you guys watching. I hope you're having a great day. I hope you had a great weekend. And I hope something good happens to you today. Till next time, be nice, work hard, ride bikes, play music when you can. I'll talk to you soon.